think we're good. Thank you very much for starting off my stream with a raid today. I so appreciate you. Who is this? Kryptonoid86. What did you guys get up to? And welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope we're all having a good Sunday. A tater raid. The tater crew has dropped like a hot potato into your stream. I really like that message. It's cute. Thank you very, very much. Okay, who do we got from them first? And then we'll welcome in all of our regulars that are usually around here first thing. We got Floofy Tutorial, Norway Stang, Siukar. I hope I said that right. Welcome in, friends. Yeah, thanks for doing the shout out. Feel free to let us know what you stream, what you guys got up to today. Just a bit of gaming. Now it's time for foods. That's always the best time of the day, right? We wait all of these hours and then we finally get foods. I like it. What did you play for the game? Okay, we had Bonk and Kimmers first. Misha already complained about feta today, so that's already out of the way. Phew. Could be a little bit stressful some days. Michael, welcome back. Good to see you. Gearbox Man says they were late to the lemongrass video yesterday, which is what we made on stream. So if you like Vietnamese food, definitely go check out that VOD because that was very delicious and refreshing for our hot weather. Annie, hope you're enjoying watching the game. Thanks for keeping us updated on the score as well. I like it because I don't really watch, but I will accept the knowledge from other people. You played Star Wars Jedi Survivor because you're a nerd. I think we're all nerds. Like, if you're on Twitch, it's just a known thing, and there's honestly nothing wrong with that. We can't say that as a derogatory term because honestly, all the best people in my life are nerds, and they're amazing humans. So there's that, right? Okay, we are gonna do quick and easy Sunday, which is typically what we do on streams. Like, for sure 3 hours or less. I thought that was maybe a Ferrari or a Lambo coming, but it was just the Corvette. And yeah, I try to keep it around 2 hours for Sunday, just because I know that we all have lives and things to do outside of the internet. Yeah, nerd, geeks, weirdos, we accept it all. We all have things that we like, right? And I think it's allowed. Mish might give me a feta inflation tax fee. I mean, just tack it back on to all of the other inflation taxes that we have here in Canada. What's one more? Oh man, too good. Okay, here's our menu for the day, as well as just a one simple recipe I linked for us today. And yeah, she does it out of love, it's true. Like, if Mish didn't do it, there would be something wrong. We would be asking questions, right? So I was able to get a really good price on ribeye steaks. Well, let's just say it's a good price, but we all know that it's not a good price, because like 2 years ago, Sam and I were talking the other day about this. We were spending about $25 a kilo on ribeye steaks. This wasn't long ago. Now it is $62 per kilo here. But what they did as a special this weekend, just for Canada Day, that's tomorrow, the holiday, is they did 2-for-1 steak pack. So I was able to get 4 ribeyes for like around $50. And yeah, I couldn't pass that up because in the last 6 months, I haven't seen a price that good. So definitely took advantage of it, picked up 2 packs. There's 2 steaks already vacuum sealed in the freezer for when Samo's home later this week. We can enjoy that together. And then I will have the other 2 because he has had prime rib already this week. He's already had steak night, burger night. I said, I want a little beef in my life too. Hi, yet it is. Good to see you. And Pobo Mojo Jojo. Yeah, it's our currently accepted price. So really, what I saved is just what they've stolen from us. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to take out the steak so they can start to temp up, especially with ribeyes. I don't know what is your guys' favorite cut of steak, but this is definitely one of mine. If you like fattier beef and maybe let's say a bit stronger flavor, choose a ribeye. So these are the ones we're gonna cook up today. Try and not get that light. There we go. I don't mind the like eye in here. That's what you call the eye of the ribeye being a little fatty, because I'll just render that out as tallow afterwards when we go to cut it up after it's cooked. And we'll use that for cooking fat for other things. We'll just add it to our jar. So nothing wrong with that, but some people are thrown off by the fat, right? They're like, wow, what am I paying for that, right? What a waste. But to me, that is all good stuff. And then if we talk about how these look as a steak, I couldn't really have picked better. And you know me, I am literally the person that goes to the store and I will look at every single pack of steaks and then make a decision. We're allowed to do that, guys. If people look at you weird, so what? I think for the price that we have to pay for food now, we're allowed to be picky and also pick what we like. Some people like fattier meat, some people will take the leaner ones, right? So it honestly doesn't matter. Let them think what they want. But if we look at these, so there's also a rib cap on the ribeye, which is really important. Also one of the most expensive cuts of beef if you just try to buy it on its own. It's probably going for around $100 a kilo right now if this is going for $68 a kilo compared to $25. And so the rib cap is on this side of this steak. So when you have half of the steak is basically the rib cap, yeah, you could not choose a better one. High rock out with your cod out. And yeah, fat equals flavor. And that's the thing, is after it's cooked, you could always trim it off afterwards and either save it and render it like I said, or throw it into your stock pot if you do that kind of stuff at home. So we'll let that start to temp up. And yeah, it's Canadian beef. I did see that like online, for the grading of it, it was AAA. So that's just under the top grading here in Canada. So excited. And then yeah, I picked up 2 more packs of those for my clients. I'm gonna make them some steak and mashed potatoes and just a simple asparagus, nice little steak dinner. I think they would really appreciate that. Bust out a poster showing the parts of a cow. Guys, did you see, I don't know if anyone's on Instagram or if he posted this even on Facebook or other socials, but he did on Instagram like a little reel of him doing one of his old school style of shows from the fridge. And he was like showing all the stuff that they have in their fridge. Man, that brought back memories. Oh, so good. But he looks like so aged now. It's like, wow. I can't believe how long ago that was. It was cute. I liked it. Okay, so our steak is temping. What are our other veggies? Obviously for salad, we need some greens, and I got some really nice ones from the market this week. I'm just gonna write down all of our components because there's quite a few veggies that we're prepping for it today. And then we're just gonna cook this steak in the cast iron pan on the stove. I don't think using the grill pan would be as good because I want a really nice sear on the whole piece of steak, not just where the grill hits it. And let's say those will take maybe about 8 to 10 minutes to cook in the nice hot pan. And then we definitely want to rest it for almost like the same amount of time because they are quite thick. And then that way we keep all of the juices inside before we go to cut it up and put it on our salad. Because you have to think, like if you're making a steak salad, you don't want to cut the steak too early and then the juices are gonna like start to make everything soggy because you also still add dressing to the salad. You came for the tickles, what the heck? Or like I saw someone say yesterday online, what the shit? You still trust Alton, he's no nonsense. He's even gone back to some of his old bits and redone them with corrections. Sweet. Thanks for posting the menu again, Michael. Okay, so we'll season up those steaks a little bit early though to let that salt start to soak into the meat so that we get a really good crust. I say 8 to 10 minutes and then rest the same. Yum. And then for sure, if you're serving someone else this steak salad, you always slice up your meat. It's nice if you do it bite size, but you could always serve a knife with the salad if they want to cut it into smaller pieces while they eat. Hello, Baker View. How are you doing? Welcome in. I wanted to say I read your really nice Discord message. I just haven't replied yet. I'm sorry. Sometimes I do that. His old Timbits? Oh, instead of tidbits? I liked it. That's a good Canada Day joke. Even though Timbits are trash now, unfortunately. Okay, so we'll have to wash up our greens. What do we kind of have to cook? We are gonna be doing some roasted corn. They had corn once again on sale this week, but I wouldn't consider it a good price. I still take advantage of it though. So I usually, for my roasted corn, if it's fresh, I guess you could do it one of two ways. You can roast it right on the cob, which I don't know if that might take a little bit longer in the oven. You got to think about that part. But I will often just cut off all of the corn kernels first, and then we'll dress them and just put them on a sheet pan to quickly roast up. And then always smart to do that early, right? Because you don't want it too hot when you're putting it on this salad, so it has time to cool. We'll use some stuff off of this really yummy looking plate here today. So I was thinking maybe in the steak pan, we could just dunk one of these whole vines of cherry tomatoes to get a little bit blistered, and then take them off of the vine and put them all over the salad. I thought would be really yummy. And then we will dice up a little bit of the avocado too. We're going all out. So much good dietary fibers. I kind of go through phases of eating avo, but you also have to watch the price on them because they could be quite expensive at certain times. So yeah, I picked up 4 of those this week on sale for like $5.50. Mickey, I was wondering if I was gonna see you this weekend. Have you been watching the Euro like everyone else? And thank you, my dude, for 44 months in a row. What? We're almost at 4 years together. Amazing. I hope you and the fam are doing good. Guys, chat, someone is saying that their mac and cheese is better than my mac and cheese. No one's even like paying attention to you. Why are you being such a weirdo? Just don't. You will literally get ignored. That's why you haven't bought them, is because they were expensive? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta put your foot down, right? And be like, no. We will wait until it goes on sale. Okay, back to the rest of our thing. So I showed you the tomato. I gotta turn down the music a touch. I feel like I'm yelling over it on my side. The avocado. Some other veggies that could be good in here was cucumber and pepper. But I've had enough of those lately, so I was gonna hold off on those to eat throughout the week with Sam. We are gonna make, for the asiago cheese, we're gonna do like nice little petals. You guys know what I mean when I say that. We'll use the veggie peeler so that we get little flakes instead of having to grate the cheese. That's always really good for salads, just having a little bit of a bigger chunk of cheese. And then Bonk and I were also talking about earlier, before stream even started, while I was setting it up, about how it's always good to have a stronger flavored cheese to pair with, especially beef in a salad, and a ribeye, because that will cut through some of the rich, fatty parts and flavors. So he was saying blue cheese, and that is for sure a typical cheese that you've seen on steak salad. asiago like we're using, Parmesan. You could do aged Gouda or even Gruyere. But don't be scared to use those funky cheeses. It'll all come together really good. Okay, and then lastly, something that's already prepped and ready to go, just chilling in the back of the fridge, I thought would be really nice too, almost like a palate cleanser to balance everything, was just some pickled red onion. Yum, yum, yum. And also add some really nice color to the plate too. We made them on stream a long time ago, so if you guys want the recipe, just ask me. You had fish pie today at the pub for your Sunday? Nice. What kind of fish did they use? Blue cheese is so lovely. It does depend on the quality, I find, though, versus the flavor. I think one of my favorites is like a blue brie, where it's like a brie, but in the center is like a little bit of blue cheese. What can we say? It's not like inoculated, because that's mushrooms. Just they put a little bit of the mold in, and so it's like creamy and funky. Really, really good. Awesome, Mickey. Dad's walking now with a stick. No more like walker frame. I'm proud of him. That means he's doing really good rehab. And yeah, bonus points, like Bonk said, smoky meat. If you can grill your steak, obviously that is the best option. So in the fish pie in the UK, they used prawns, haddock, and salmon with mashed potatoes on top. Oh, I've seen those type of fish pies. I wish that they made that here, because that sounds so good. That sounds really, really good. Rather than doing a pastry, almost like a seafood version of like a cottage pie. I remember that night for sure, dude. Okay, let's get into this. I had a good morning so far. I may or may not have gone to Starbucks because we're gonna have some of their like star rewards expire. So instead of just having that happen, I was able to get a free iced coffee. But I was getting really jittery before stream, so I just put it off to the side. And then I went to pick up the steaks for my clients. Already sent them the menu for the next week so they know what they're gonna be eating. And I'm ready to go. Samo's home on Wednesday. We got this, guys. Just having a quick sip before we start. Okay, we're starting with the greens I said. And I think that's a good idea. That way they can kind of dry off while we prep the corn and everything. Yeah, we'll never run away from the stinky cheese, man. I don't think you know us here. Oh, and then after stream, I'm going to see my bro and my niece dog and drop them off a couple of the strawberry rhubarb pies that we made yesterday from the rhubarb. Kind of a busy day, but it's been good so far. Pretty quiet here on the long weekends for Canada Day because most people will leave the city and go camping somewhere. And I think we are gonna deal with both of these lettuces. And then I will put them into the planter tomorrow. They seem to grow better if you trim it all off at once. I think I need this container actually. Rather than just picking the leaves off of the outside. It's not a long layover? No! It's gonna be so cool, Annie. He gets to take the 737 straight from camp now. Is upstairs actually quiet? Do not jinx it. It's been like okay today. Not the best. I've had to tell him to be quiet a couple times, but much better than yesterday. Yeah, sounds like the 737 because it's a much bigger plane, right? They don't have to fuel up in Yellowknife. They're just gonna drop off some people that live there. or connect to their communities through the airport. Okay, that's how I trimmed off the lettuce. So see how we didn't go all the way down to the core? And now I'll just trim off those roots after stream. And we just put it in water and then into the planter the next day. Medium rare on the ribeyes, you got it, dude. Maybe a little bit closer to medium rare, just so that we can render the fat really well in the ribeye. It's like one of the few steaks that I'll eat a little bit closer to medium, just so the fat's not too chewy, because sometimes it's hard to eat when it's like that, if it gets too rare. That's another tip I guess I can share with you guys. I'm trying to leave this part in the bag so it doesn't go all over the cutting board. Did you just tempt fate? You might have. Like, it actually makes the lights flicker when they go crazy up there. It makes me worry. It's like, what have they done to the electrical system? So I do that sometimes, Annie, because I'm always up early, right? Usually like anywhere from 5:30 to 7 a.m. And so yeah, if I'm feeling spicy that morning, I will do my own version of stomping on the ceiling, just so they remember who they're dealing with. So I might have done that this morning at 6:45. Maybe that's why it's quiet today. We don't know. We don't really know the answers. I'm an early bird. I am, and you know what was so odd? Was yesterday at the farmer's market, I went to a different stall to get the carrots. And I was there like right at 8 a.m. when it opened. And the guy was like, oh, like, how's your morning going and stuff? And I was like, oh, pretty good so far. Like, just kind of waking up still, right? Like, it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. He's like, you're just waking up? I was like, listen, you are a farmer. Like, I said this in my head, right? I know that you guys wake up at like 5 in the morning, but not everyone else does. So please don't put that judgment and projection onto your customers. Hi, Pell. How's it going? Right? They're up so early, but to me, like, I get up early compared to normal people. Like, I'll leave the apartment some mornings and I can hear people's alarms going off as I'm like already out the door, right? Okay, I'm just gonna water this up, get it out of the way. Yeah, they are up with the sun and the birds, for sure. Naps are key for farmers, I know this. That's why I think I'd be a great farmer. Because I'm up early, I love taking naps. And like, I also get a good burst of energy late. Ah, look in the lettuce. There's a dead buggy. Dead buggy. At least it's dead. I have seen one sneaky fruit fly rolling around in here today, though. I said, excuse me? Yeah, look at what the bug did. Just a little bit. It discolored it. Totally, right? Like, I was up at, I think, like 6:30 that day with Sam, and we always chat before he goes to bed since he's on nights. I was like, yeah, you're just kind of like waking up, right? I don't know. I thought that was a good statement. But then I felt really judged and I didn't know what to say. I think we need the really big bowl for this to dunk it all in. And then I guess we'll use the salad spinner today. Get interstellar. Yeah, that's honestly, I think, it, Michael. Is if I try to sleep in any later, I get way too hungry and then it kind of messes me up for the day. I'm one of those people that has to basically eat within like 30 minutes of waking up. Lettuce funeral for the buggy. I don't know why he didn't survive. He had all the food he could have needed. And water. But look at how nice the rest of that is, though. Wow, wow, wow. And this is one of my favorite lettuces. The butter leaf. So nice cold water will give that a rinse, but it honestly looks pretty clean. Sometimes that can be deceiving. I actually am unsure if this farm is organic. So always good idea to wash your greens regardless. I know, he was just like a young guy too. Like I expect those statements sometimes from older people, which is fair. Because they don't need as much sleep. I was like, excuse me, like in my head. I was like, well, this is the first and last time I go here. I'm gonna go back to my other girlies that are way nicer. Butter and bib is the best. It honestly is. I love it so much, and it seems to hold up well in the fridge. You got Dad a new shredder machine? And Michael J. Fox was in Glastonbury last night. Cool, for the festival. And hi, Dave. How are you doing? A little swish around, that's really all it takes. And if you're really like into conserving water or have a garden, always just like use this water, save it, and then water the garden after. That's what I would often do at the restaurant. It was such a good feeling doing that. Okay, let's not put the vac bags everywhere this time. But we gotta get this monstrosity back here. This is where the little stool comes in, unfortunately. This is why we have the kitchen stool. We'll put this whole thing in the sink so it can drain right into there. That's so cool you're right in Manchester. You guys are winning 2-1. Nice. Okay, take that little thing out. Coldplay. They're actually one of my favorites still. I got really obsessed with them maybe, what, 10 years ago? So nice to listen back on some of their songs though. That's some clean water. It's like we didn't even have to wash it. And that is something that shows that it's also a good, like, run farm, in my mind. They take the time, they care about the product that they are providing to you. Because if you're always picking stuff up from the farm and then having to wash it a lot again at home and waste a lot of water, you start to question it, right? It's kind of loud, I know. That worked so good. Okay, now let's just get like a medium-sized bowl. Put all the leaves in, and then we can take our pick later on when we build the salad. Take out the basket, give it a little shake. That was as loud as the English fans. That was me cheering them on from Canada. Completed. That's how easy that is. Good work, everyone. Yeah, Mickey would know how loud it is there. Okay, I'm going back to the coffee. Let's see what happens. Because I don't want to be drinking coffee at like 3:30 p.m. today. First thing off the list, I'm gonna grab out the corn now. Corny. lettuce in. Lettuce in, please. The corn is like half prepped for us. Can't go wrong with that. You need to get an industrial spinner. Hey, if you grow a lot of food, it helps so much when it comes to garden harvest time. So just before we prep the corn, I'll turn on the oven so it can heat up while we do this. And I'm thinking like 425 Fahrenheit will be good. I see there's a bit of hairs, is what I usually call it. Some people just call it string. But we should definitely take those off before we cut it up. It's not bad for you by any means, but it can be a little bit of a weird texture if you leave it on. Doesn't take long to get the rest of it off. Sometimes they're sneaky and they get like stuck in between the rows. Nice. The silk, good one. Yeah, corn silk, corn hairs. Are you seriously coming in my chat and saying I'm bringing the skibbity toilet riz? That person's banned. I'm over it. Or at least warn them. We don't say those words here. Annie's like, say no more. Only I'm the person that's allowed to say that here. And I think we all know that. I will send you back to Ohio so quick, you don't even know. Yeah, are we, do we need to do a wellness check here? Man, the internet is honestly hilarious. Like, it would be boring without those people for sure. I definitely don't take it personally anymore either. It's great entertainment on our part. Even your 10-year-old gets told, see? Bruh, you don't come in here saying that to me. That's it. We might be lovely people to some. You can't be everyone's cup of tea. I'm sure he'll find his place. It's just not here. And that's okay. There's how many other Twitch channels on this site? That's a paddling, Reno says. Yeah, Reno's got my back. Let's get him. Okay, corn ready to roll. Now we need our knife. And then, I think I'll just do this right on the board. And then we will use a bench scraper to scrape it into a bowl. And then we will dress it in the bowl to roast. And then onto the sheet pan. Toilets aren't funny. Toilet humor is the one humor variety you'll never understand. Like, I had to look it up of what it was. And I couldn't even watch for more than 30 seconds. I was actually quite terrified of what that whole skit is. It's like, okay, this actually makes sense now, but I don't need this in my life at all. I'm all here for a good poop joke, though. Don't get me wrong. But I haven't got that one. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so usually we just stand this up. Yeah, we don't need to know any more than that. Like, we're talking about food here for the most part. Stand this up, and then you kind of just guide your knife down to where it easily slides and cuts the kernel off. We don't want to try to cut too much of the core though, because it can be like a little bit chewy. Yeah, right? Ugh, I loved flipping back to the newspaper to the cartoons on the weekends. Some of the best ones. And this looks actually really good corn. Sometimes I just take a little nugget like that as we're prepping it. Mmm. See what we're working with? It's quite starchy when you do it like that, uncooked. But wow, the sweetness. And then we kind of just follow and go along. What is this gonna turn out to be? A hexagon? Until we get all the kernels off. And yes, it kind of flies everywhere. Some people try and cut it like on a plate or something. But I don't like when your knife hits the plate. So I'd rather just do it this way. Imagine if I had pigs, how happy they would be to get this. You know what else you could do I've seen is like freeze this and then throw it into your stocks for flavor. I like this better than buying frozen corn or canned corn. I'm not really saying one is better, but when the corn is in season, I for sure try to take advantage of it. I usually buy frozen corn in the winter time and then try to take advantage of the fresh corn sales when they are around. Because it's not a forever thing, right? And we grow some pretty good corn here in the province. All this corn, oh man. My bro was explaining to me what Hitch is doing for his tour to Reno, making me laugh. I like how much he's going along with the corn thing. Corning. There is a kernel of truth to that. Now these are the type of jokes I'm into. Yeah, that's as far as we go. Scoop it up. I think we've only got so far like 2 kernels on the floor. I felt them hit my toesies. Said, oh God, what is that? Yeah, this corn looks phenomenal. Ah! The floor's been corned. On to Spain. England won, guys. Oh, phew. Mickey's gonna be okay. We'll be blessed with Mickey's presence another day. Whoa! I don't know if there's England fans upstairs. I don't think so. The kernel skipped containment. Sam told me a funny story this morning about a supervisor, the Earthworks, I think, supervisor he was saying at work. He said he, like, straight up looks like Colonel Sanders, but he's an awesome human. So one day to him while they were working or just chatting together, he's like, don't take this the wrong way, but do you make good fried chicken? And he just died laughing. Like, he's got the glasses, white hair, goatee, everything. And he's like, actually, I do make great fried chicken. Yes, I love those stories. Okay, that's about as close as we're getting to the toilet versus corn saga in this Sunday stream today. But those are actually hilarious moments when you're young. And I bet as a parent, too. How do you not laugh when your kid is freaking out about it? But yeah, 5 days. 5 days still corning. I mean, sometimes stuff gets stuck inside of there. If you've ever seen what it looks like. There's like hills and valleys. Not rolling foothills. There's mountains and valleys, we should say. It happens, it's okay. Cookie! Hello! Okay, we did it. Just gonna wipe the starch off of the board. How's your Sunday going, Cookie? Ribeyes on Sunday? It had to be done. I couldn't not. Because, yeah, I've never seen ribeye for this price at all. So we had to take advantage of it. I might actually keep this bench scraper. Let's see if we need it. All right, now we are going to dress the corn. And I think with how many ingredients and stuff are in it, we don't have to go too nuts with the seasonings. Like usually I just do oil, salt, and pepper, especially with corn as fresh as this. We want to let it shine through. So let's prep our sheet pan. I think I'm just gonna do some parchment today. I don't know yet. You're installing more security cameras? No, that's so unfortunate. Had some people walking around the property. At least you saw that though. So now they're not gonna expect you having a watchful eye. Tony, was it a good price for the cameras or the ribeye? For sure, Reno. Yeah, fresh carrots out of the ground. I mean, if it was a little bit gritty from the dirt, who cared? That was living, man. How do I like my farmer's market? I like it quite a lot. There's a couple vendors that have really, really good quality stuff. I haven't broken down yet and tried any of the meat because I think I can source it for less expensive locally straight from a farm versus the market, because you always have to think at the farmer's market you're also paying for your booth rental for the day, so they kind of have to cover that cost on their products because you're also paying the person that is manning the booth as well. So all of those things kind of add up, but veggie wise, love it. Love, love. Artisan cheese makers. Oh my gosh, yeah. I won't even tell you our pricing. So the regular price for ribeye steak right now where I live is $68 a kilogram. So what, kind of basically just divide that in half for the price per pound, or a little bit more than half. $68 a kilo, dude. It's absolute fajort. So the fact that I got a 2-for-1, yeah, I was not passing up that deal. And then I also took advantage of it for my clients too, because I'm sure they appreciate good steak. So I just asked them when I sent the menu today, I was like, please let me know how you guys like your steak cooked. And then I also said, let me know if you want me to cook all 4 of the steaks, or I can just vacuum seal the other 2 because they're quite big, and then we can save them for another week. Because like typically I spend for their 3 days of groceries, I've been averaging around $120 for the week. But then that is 12 portions of food or more. So their meals are around $10 a meal, which is amazing, right? But this one, I mean, I spent $50 on the steaks already, so it's gonna be a bit more pricey. Still cheaper than if they had to go out to eat a steak though, right? You might get one steak for the price that I got 4. And then obviously the other side of it for them is like on top of their grocery price, then they're also paying for labor for me. So I try to not like make the menus too in depth where it's gonna take me a long time to prep the food, because then that's kind of a waste, right? So I try to keep it pretty simple where I can make their food. The longer days, it takes me about 2 hours because I always clean up. So they have nothing to clean up when I'm done. And then some of the shorter days, it's like just an hour and a half that I'm there. Dress this up with some nice olive oil. Yeah, that's totally why we really don't eat this type of food out either. Like, I'd rather go out for a burger to have someone cook that for me than to pay an astronomical price for a steak that might not even be cooked how I like it. That's pretty efficient. Like I said, I feel lucky to have them as clients, and I think they are lucky and they feel the same to have me as the person that cooks for them, because I don't really know what else is out there to choose from, right? Like, I'm really quiet in the kitchen, and yeah, like Cookie said, efficient. Where like some other people will try and take advantage of the time and go slow, which is so unfortunate. I would never do that to anyone. Like, why would you ruin their trust like that, right? I'm just gonna toss this with my hands and we'll spread it out. I have been doing ground beef for them the last couple weeks, or like sausage. But yeah, we don't always get steak, so I think they'll be really happy. I hope so, at least. And honestly, if they don't want this steak, then that's fine. I'll just keep it for myself and do something else. Obviously, this is gonna be more corn than we need, but we like to meal prep for the week. If you dress up in olive oil, would that be considered business casual? I think so. It might also be a variation of the birthday suit, if you will. Annie, you're looking up pasta attachment for stand mixers. Wondered why everything was in pounds. Then you remembered you had your VPN on. You're like, what country am I in right now? That's funny. Torino, a good summer corn salad is corn and apple. I would eat the heck out of that, for sure. What else have I seen? Maybe corn and peach? Because corn is sweet, right? So it can pair with some fruits really nicely. Yes, more for social gatherings. I love it, Shecht. Oh my goodness. Yeah, one day for their meal, just make them, Katie. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the oven. Thank you. They agree. It was a good time. I don't know what that's about. But I'm gonna set, I think, 10-minute timer, and we'll check it then. I love when they honk their horns outside at just perfect timing. I also agree. Okay, I'm gonna drain this water out of the big bowl. Keep the sink clear. You can roast corn kernels like that? You've never? It turns out so delicious, Annie. You always have to think, like, the more surface area you have, the more flavor you're gonna get. Mind blown. You could also just do it with frozen corn kernels too. It's cheaper. Mary, how's it going? How's your weekend been? You always hate eating corn off the cobs. I know a lot of people do. So yeah, you could always do that. Just be really careful as you're cutting it so you don't waste any of the kernels on the cob. Greens are washed. We are roasting the corn. What do we think will be the best for the tomato? Do we want to have them fresh? Or do we want to do like what I said? As the steaks come out of the pan cooking, we could always just leave the tomatoes on the vine like this and then just dunk it in the hot pan to kind of blister the skins a bit as the steaks rest. Yay! I'm picking the avos right now too. Thank you, Cookie, for the 687. Evening it up to 60%. We're getting there, guys. That's gonna be fun. I don't know which one to pick. Maybe this one even. I think they all kind of feel the same. I'm not being super rough with it either. Okay, let's do that. Let's blister it. All right. I will try to wash them then gently so it all stays together. Just so it's easy to like take it in and out of the pan. And it will look really nice as well. You could always just put the whole vine on the plate if it's for you. But remember the rule of thumb. We don't usually garnish with anything that we wouldn't eat if you're serving it to other people. Because we don't know how educated they are about what they should and shouldn't put in their mouth. Like, let's just say I've had people in a restaurant. Like the first one that I worked at, we would garnish our big steak with a sprig of rosemary. They tried to eat the whole sprig of rosemary and then complained, obviously, right? Like, well, yeah, you kind of have to know what to eat and not eat. Okay, what else we got? Annie with the 499. Mish with the 1. She's battling hard. Draining her of one bit at a time. Hey, at least it's not doubling today. Did anyone also check that out? If that was legitimately charging you guys twice or if it was just a blarg on Twitch's end. Mish did 2 at a time? Oh, man. Annie, thanks for the 98 and the 97. Don't make her math. It might be safer to hire someone to chew the food before. Honestly. Okay, our asiago next. And then I think we are seasoning the steaks. Because I'm not going to cut the avo until we're close to serving it. That way it'll stay nice and green. Okay, cheese. Now you're just causing issues here. Boom. Get out the veggie peeler. The veggie peeler. Best before April 11th, 2025. A golden kappa chain? How is that even possible? I think we're just gonna grate right off of this. Use our knife to open up the plastic a bit. They do it every once in a while. Do we get golden emotes from it? Mish! Mishi! Thanks for gifting the sub to 10 AM. That looks so cool. You'll have a limited time to earn an exclusive golden kappa emote for 24 hours. Woohoo! Choo choo! That's a level 2. We'll come up here too. That's so cool, guys. Yay! Thank you for that. It really is the little things, even as an adult. Cookie with the 801. Oh my god! Ah! Guys, I'm sorry, but we're gonna cut the cheese. They've already warned us. And so all we do is just go along like that to start. Make our shavings. Yum. Open up. That was a good one. Kind of like offset them. Otherwise it'll get angled. It's so good. Okay, where are we at? Oh no, it broke. It was meant to be. Okay, we got 2 more, I think, and then we'll welcome everyone in. Oh no, it keeps breaking. Oh man. Tough times. Well, would you look at that? I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, we got 1 more. And Launcher gifted a sub to Showsker the dog. Welcome in, everyone. Michael, you like my cheese snacks? Okay, and then from Annie, we're at level 4 of the Golden Kappa train. How is this happening right now? Before I welcome everyone in, Torino, is this an expensive cheese? I think it's like $22 a kilo. So it's comparable to Parmesan. But if you like a little creamier, sorry, it is. Actually, yeah, $22.99 a kilo. So this chunk, when it was whole, was $26. But like it's lasting us so long, right? Which is why I will often spend the money on something like this. Because like I said, it doesn't go bad until April of next year. But we should be able to use it up by then. Alright, from Annie. I recognize some of these names. And thank you very much for the 10 gift subbies. You're now at 950 in the channel. Clabarban, Observer Mama Bird, cute. Gabby Beans, I know Max Peck, DeBoy Riggs, Cheeto Burrito, Caldarion, Hand Stitch, Kels Art. I think she's rated us before, right? And Alonzo Pina. Yay! Hello, welcome to the kitchen crew, everyone. Hi, Lauren. Lauren's here for the cheese. A Golden Kappa train. I don't know what's happening right now. Thank you for the 799. You get a Golden Kappa emote if you contribute to the train. That's all you have to do. There's probably no minimum on it either. At least we would hope not. Okay, so we did all of our shavings. And then we'll just cut it up a little bit smaller pieces so that we can distribute it through the salad. You only have the emote for so long. I know when it started, this Kappa train, it said there was 24 hours left to earn the emote. So maybe once we kick it off, you get 24 hours to try and get it. That's kind of cool. Okay, our corn timer is going off, but we'll wrap this up first and get it back in the fridge. And then we will check our corn. Remember the little corn? Can we say it's a meme of the kid that was so obsessed with corn? Was it last summer? A couple summers ago now? It's corn. It's got the juice. Okay, nothing too much happening yet. I'm gonna go, maybe not another 10, but we'll do around 7 more minutes. Maybe let it get a little bit browned. Nice, guys. We finished it up. Okay, one more. Since we're at a good point. Nice cookie. Choo choo. To everyone that contributed. Thank you, guys. What did we get? 12 subs? And a bunch of crazy biddies? I got the emote too. Used to be completely random when it happened. That's cool then. They gave us more chances. Hey, that's okay, Dave. You know that you're allowed to be here regardless of if you spend money or not. Everyone is welcome. I don't care about that part of it. Let me get a container for the cheese. Please never feel like you're not welcome if you don't, like, pay to be here, guys. That would make me feel sad if you guys felt that way. I'm just gonna stack these all back up, which is kind of like why I layered it as we were shaving it, and then we can cut it all at once. Spain is already doing really good job. Nice. They are ready. Need to find a farmer's market near you. You have a farm called Lull Farm that you enjoy visiting, but they don't grow everything they sell. Oh, I have heard of that happening. Okay, what do we think? Maybe like 1 inch or so pieces of the cheese. Use the bench scraper to pick it up. That should work good. And then hopefully they all separate again. Oh no! Okay, they don't want to separate too much, so we'll just do this then. And then often you could buy these in the store. It's not always asiago. They call them Parmesan petals though. That's basically how you make them. Can you tell it's getting a bit warm in here? Roasting that corn in the oven. That's okay though. We're basically almost done cooking other than the steak. Yeah, it actually comes from a flour. That'd be the stinkiest but most tasty flour ever. The chef tax. You got it, Lauren. Say no more. Yeah, one of the flours we could consider eating. Done. And that way you have bigger cheese chunks. They won't get lost in the salad. Okay, we'll pop those in the fridge for now. What time and temp am I roasting my corn? So far, Vella, I have my oven at 425 Fahrenheit. And it has been in there for 14 minutes. And this was from a fresh corn on the cob, not frozen. But it depends on what corn you also use. Have you guys seen online when people make like the charcuterie style of roses or flowers to go on the board? They look pretty nice. I don't know if I'd ever take the time to do that though. Yeah, Lauren, they look easy enough though, honestly. Maybe we just gotta try it one day. Okay, next up, we'll get into our steaks since we're almost there and the corn's almost done. Told you it was quick and easy. Salami roses you tried once. They looked inappropriate. Well, yeah, you know what a rose can look like sometimes. We don't have to go further than that. You just pulled some corn on the cob out of the freezer. Amazing. So you can roast it up. Roasted corn is the best, right? So we'll just season the steaks right in this container. Oh, baby, look at this. Because people always steal meat here now. So they have this sneaky tag. So you can't just sneak out with it. Welcome to the crazy world that we live in. But yeah, I was happy with this. A little bit discolored there, but that happens. It will oxidize. It's been in the fridge since Friday. Care to elaborate about the rose? Nope, I said we're not going further. As long as it tastes good, right? As long as it's edible, who cares? Yeah, we're going towards the toilet humor zone. Do we need to make a command called toilet? Okay, I'm gonna open up the grind on the pepper grinder so that we can get it a bit more coarse rather than fine. Look at this rib cap, guys. Oh, baby! And usually I only season one side of the steaks. These ones look well cut. They're a nice even, like 1 inch thick. They trimmed it up really nice, so there's not gonna be like any sinew that's gonna go in the garbage or be chewy. I was quite impressed. They look much better than the T-bones and the strip loins they had. I'll just say that. Okay, peppering is complete. My timer is going off for the corn, so let's check it out. I'm probably gonna say it's good. Yeah, it's just kind of starting to brown. And then you could always just pick up a couple kernels and have a bite to make sure it's cooked. Good to go. You can just turn the oven off. So that was 17 minutes. You could probably push it to 20 minutes at 425 if you want it a little bit more browned. And because it's all spread out on the pan like that, it's not gonna take very long to cool it off while we cook the steak either. Oh, it's actually broken. Yeah, weather command is RIP. I am talking to Vyun though in the next couple of days, so maybe I can get him to figure it out because he was the weather command master. More roasting? I'd have to turn up the oven, I think, if you want me to go more. I also don't want to keep it on because it's freaking hot here right now. I already got a sweaty top lip. Oh no. And I'm not even cooking the steaks yet. Spread out that bit of salt. It's like pea soup there. I've never heard it called that, Cookie. That's funny. Yeah, we're at 80 degrees inside here. I know that's not nearly bad compared to what some of you other guys are dealing with. But for Canada, it's bad. I guess Samo was talking to some of the guys at work that are on days right now. It's been like 25 to 30 Celsius up there. So like close to the 90s Fahrenheit during the day. I said that's actually hotter than here. And that's right at the Arctic Circle. $58F. So yeah, it's 58F outside, but it's 80 inside. I don't know if half the people still have the heat on in the apartment, because I've had it turned off completely for the last month and every single window open. The pictures posted, yeah, I guess they haven't had really any rain either, so they're supposed to be getting rain like these next 4 days, which they so need. Because you gotta think, like when you work at a mine with all of that equipment, and it's just, let's say gravel, like crushed rock is the roads, it gets dusty so quick. So someone literally just has to drive a truck around to make sure the roads don't get so dusty that you can't see for safety reasons. Nice, Lauren. He actually played in his chair. That's cool. That is what Sam does. He's actually been learning the fuel truck lately, which was at first something he didn't really want to do because it's like stinky, right? Being around diesel all the time. And he did have a little mishap day where he had some splashback and got like sick from it. But yeah, typically he will like get water right from the lake that you guys have seen photos of, pump it into a big truck, and then go to the camp and deliver it to their big holding tank. And then from there, they make the potable water from it to use. What are they mining for? Gold. They love gold! And it's gonna be very successful. Let's just put it that way. He's coming back with a gold necklace. I'm so excited for when they get the smelter set up because they're going to be smelting right on site. So they were talking about offering like some of the long-term employees a little gold bar when they first start printing. You're welcome, Bonk. You're welcome. Oops, wrong one. Okay, let's come over here. We'll get our big cast iron out. Start heating it up for the steaks. Because ribeye is quite fatty, you don't need too much fat in your pan to start with. And for sure, if you're like grilling them, do not put any extra fat on the outside for fear of flare up. Little kiss of flames to the eyebrows never hurt anyone, right? So I'm thinking we'll go like medium high-ish heat is what's been happy, and then if we see it's getting a little bit too dark, too quick, we could always turn it down a bit. But more important to have a really hot pan to start with so that we get the proper sear, which will equal more flavor on our steak. I was too lazy and I didn't get it soaked enough in time, Bonk, to clean it. It needs a good scrub. And then I was also saying, because I did kind of toy with the fact of putting it on the grill, but I think the pan will give us more surface area directly seared for the Maillard effect and caramelization compared to just like the slits from the grill, right? You like coating your steaks in kosher fault? Did you mean to say that? Did you mean to, Annie? Okay, let's do a little bit of fat out of our jar here. Kosher fault. I've never heard of it. That must be a new product. Is that trending? Okay, that should be good. And we'll need some tongs. And then we'll also need a cutting board, because the steaks will rest on that while we finish the tomatoes. Time to mess this stovetop right up again. We are going to blister. I got them ready, just sitting on the cutting board over here. Holy shit. I think I live at the racetrack on the weekends. Aren't they so cute, Lauren? Like, they're just seriously the most perfect. So I thought that would be the best option. Cutting board for the steaks. That back here, I think. While we're waiting for it to heat up, then we'll have to get a... I don't think I have a bowl kind of big enough for this, unless I want to do it in the metal bowl, but that will look weird. So get a plate that has a good rim, where you can kind of pile it up and it's gonna hold on to all of the dressing and stuff if it starts to fall around. You know what I just realized? We haven't made the dressing yet, my friends. Let me just look at it. I think we can probably just shake it up in a jar. The creamy balsamic vinaigrette. As the steaks are cooking, because everything else is ready to go. Okay, so Dijon mustard, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's it. And it will need time to meld, and I usually will add maple syrup to balance out just the little bit of acidity. I see that they don't have any sweetness there. Oil's smoking. Let's get these babies down. It's not like they're small. I always do season side down first. Give it a nice press to adhere into the pan, because we're not going to flip it for a bit. The smell of the pepper, like, already getting toasted. I love that. And we will let those do their thing. Canadians use more maple syrup more than cane sugar. I will always use maple syrup, especially for like liquid things, to mix it into stuff, right? It just works better. Getting the mustard and the maple out. Is the game crazy right now, guys? Georgia's for real. Misha's excited. Watch out. Watch out, everyone. No, we're kind of used to it here. We're used to our people. Okay, get a nice tight fitting lid. Bring the balsamic back since I was here. Oops. I'm knocking over a couple jars. Doo, doo, doo. Those steaks look like they're cooking nice and even. One thing I will do now, just because I know this side of the burner is always a bit hotter. You know, uneven stovetop. We'll just give it a little switch around. Little switcheroo. Okay, come back here. Couple moments. Little spoon of our vinaigrette. Or sorry, of our mustard for the vinaigrette. If you have grainy Dijon, that's always really nice looking too. Otherwise, this is just fine, and it will help the oil and vinegar stabilize and emulsify. So that's what will kind of give you that creamy look and texture that we're looking for. Suki, wow, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. I'm pretty sure we started today's stream goal at 55%, and we're now at 85%. Thank you. I appreciate you too. I'm gonna peek over here. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't burning. Next one, I always add the vinegar because the oil's gonna float on top, so that way you can kind of tell how much you should add. That's already lots. Also why I use a clear container, because you could see the layers as you go along. Hi, White Tiger. No, Suki is a different Suki, Lauren. I know, I freaked Mythical Suki out one day. And we were all just like, I don't know who to talk to. What is happening? Know of any good cold food dinners that's not salad? Been so hot in Italy. I would say what I made yesterday on stream. If you can find all the ingredients. We made this really yummy, like, rice noodle dish with some grilled chicken. Okay, I'm just closing that up and we're coming over. I could just tell it's time. Are you guys ready for this? This was the first one we put down. Hello. Look at that, crispy fat in the middle. Turn on the fan. And now we just shake this up. I might put a little bit of garlic in here. Not fresh, just some granulated. For some extra flavor. Yeah, sometimes, a lot of people don't think of that, hey Torino, is sometimes you actually stay cooler by closing your window and not letting the hot air in. Do I pan cook on the highest temp? Can you see where I'm at on the dial? So like 6 out of 9. I call that medium high. And that might have to do with the cast iron, right? Because it holds a lot of heat compared to just a regular pan. So I always find that you don't have to cook at as high of a heat when you use cast iron. You still have to cook the noodles and chicken, but you made that before. Yeah, I mean, other cold food dishes. Because anytime you try to eat a protein cold, you typically have to cook it first, giving this a feel. Feels like we're almost there, especially this one on the side. See how I can press in? I just want to show you guys. It's probably good. Close to it. Yeah, it's at like around 118, 120. I'm gonna take this one out. And it should be easy to lift off. I kind of want a bit more searing on that side. I'm just gonna prop it up like that on this side. And then I think I'll do the same with this other one for the rib cap, where it wasn't quite hitting the center of the pan. Oh, but that side looks good. Okay, let's just do that for a moment or two and turn that off. You didn't notice the knob inside? It's okay. I don't expect you to. Okay, while those are finishing the couple seconds, this is our dressing. See how it got creamy? Everything's staying together. I'm just gonna have a taste. It should be like sour, sweet, fatty. Yep. I don't think I want to do anything more than that. That's good. Really good flavor from the balsamic vin too. Okay, remember guys? Pop our tomatoes in. As we take these out. Oh, hello there. Yes, it looks a little bit rare in the middle, but that's okay. It's gonna rest out. And we'll let those blister up a moment or two. I wish I had a crow friend. I think that's gonna be okay, guys. All right, while that's resting, we will get our lettuce out of the fridge and start plating a little bit, I think. Nice, that's actually working good. Oh no, a couple tomatoes came off of the vine. I kind of knew that would happen. Just a little bit of heat. Maybe I should leave the steaks over here for us to watch. This is also what I wanted to show you. So if you feel like you're not that good at cooking steak, I kind of move this over. So as you get closer to medium rare, the steak blood is going to like work its way to the surface. And that is what I usually watch for when I cook steak. Same with like when you're cooking a burger, right? So if it's starting to get bloody, you still have a good way to go to cook it well done. But as far as medium rare, when that starts coming up, that usually tells me that it's time to come off. This one is thinner for sure compared to this one. So this one might be a bit more rare. But I do find, especially if you're gonna have it left over like cold the next day, it's almost better if you have it a bit more rare. Up to you guys, really. I haven't had a steak like this in months. I don't even remember the last time, so this is like a huge, huge treat for me. Just setting up my little camera over here. Nomage. Nom nom nom. Okay. We'll move that for a moment. I think we're gonna take the tomatoes out. Are they gonna stay on if I transport them onto the board? Ah! It's Po' Boy. Hello, Po' Boy. 030. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream today? What did you get up to? Ah! I I dropped the tomato and it's running away. Don't do that. Learned your husband that trick? He's so proud of himself when he perfectly cooks beef now? Yes! I just want to show you the tomatoes, how they look after being blistered. So all it means is you can kind of see how the skin on the cherry tomato broke open. That's really it. That's all we're looking for. I see a little bit of juice is trying to run off here, so before that happens, just pour it back into the pan. I don't have another cutting board to use currently. It's in the dishwasher. Just trying to minimize the mess here. And yeah, you're coming in at a good time with this raid. We are getting ready to plate. We'll just scoop the corn off of the tray back there. That will work good. We got our lettuce, the tomatoes there. We got our asiago. And then the last one, while this is still resting. You guys hear the kids right now? They're going nuts. We had to clear chat. That's okay. While that keeps resting, though, we'll get into our avo. That's the last thing. Beautiful. We should only need this half. I'm gonna try and cut nice little pieces, I think, rather than slices. You get a good little bite with every bite of salad. Now that's good to go. Okay, we just need a slicing knife for our meat. I'm gonna use Samo's. I was like, where is it? Literally couldn't find it. Don't worry, it's here. You had an egg with mayo and salt. Wow, I'm also inspired. Oh my goodness. Okay, should we move this into view altogether? Maybe I'll roll these tomatoes just into this little crevice where they're not gonna try and sneak off on us while we're slicing open the steaks. And I'm only gonna slice one of these steaks right now so that the other one can rest completely. We keep it in its perfect form so we don't lose any of the juices. Especially if you're not gonna eat it right away. I can't always be serious. Sometimes we're sarcastic, but holy shit, that looks insane. Okay, so what we're gonna do is trim out this eye, and you can kind of clearly see where this is gonna separate apart, right? Like, wow, I could just use my hands almost. It's that nice. And then this whole piece is the rib cap. And then this I usually just kind of treat like a loin, like the tenderloin. And there shouldn't be too much to trim off of the end of your ribeye. More of the fat is usually like inside of the meat. And then I'll take this chunk of really nice fat and just render it down to use for cooking, because that would be such a waste if I didn't. So much good flavor there. I'm gonna trim a little bit closer here because there is always a small layer. Let's come closer so you could really see what I'm talking about. a small layer of gristle on the inside along the rib cap. That is quite chewy in my mind. So for sure, trim that off, right? Because when you have a steak salad, you shouldn't have to eat it with a knife and clean anything off. It should be fully like good to go. And then I usually sometimes feel around the outside as well. Sometimes there's a couple gristly bits. If you like the chewy fatty meat though, that's okay too. I'm gonna let that rest a little bit more, a couple moments. We'll first slice this. I'm gonna just move this for my view and camera for the video. Okay. And so we'll slice all the way along this first. Try and go nice bite-sized pieces. Around even size. So that's just from the end. Usually I'll save those because they're quite small already. And then this, if you guys want to see the inside, I'll show you how it rested out. I think we couldn't have done better, honestly. That looks really nice. It's not too gray around the outside and really juicy still. And then we just take this and cut it down a little bit more. And I kind of like to leave it open like that as I slice it so it can soak up the juices that are on the board. Hey, Chaotic Good Mage. How was the rest of your stream, dude? Good to see you in here today. And now we'll finish slicing the rib cap. My goodness. Literally none of that is being cooked today other than chilling with our homies. I'm gonna move this for a sec. Clear the area. I wanted to show you how good the rib cap looks. Am I gonna be in a meat coma? Probably. I'm literally gonna eat all of this. Whoa! Mish, bringing Chaotic Good Mage into the kitchen crew. I appreciate you. My goodness. More. We need to go over more. Discord is where we are. It's true, Michael. There's always good chats over there. Okay, I'm just gonna rinse up my hands a touch because that was quite a fatty steak. Who is now gonna make steak salad this week, or at least has a craving? Probably. I'm gonna turn this up because it's a bit dark. And so we're gonna start with the lettuce for the bed of the plate and then carry on. Up to you if you want to like kind of tear up your lettuce, which I think we might do just a little bit for ease of eating. But I don't often like to cut up the butter lettuce too early, just so it stays nice and fresh and crisp. So we'll start making a pile in the middle of the plate. Dusty, how you been? Those were so cute, the photos from your grandma's garden. It reminded me of like how my grandma's garden was when I was young. They always have the best little like lawn ornaments and stuff, hey? That's totally gonna be us one day. And then piling your greens like this, just more in the center of the plate, is going to give some height to this salad, because you have to think, when we start piling stuff on top, it's gonna weigh it down. Your flavor memory is going nuts. I am in love. I'm really proud of myself. Also a good intro to me of how I'm gonna cook the steaks for my clients tomorrow, because we're already back to that day. I'm gonna do one more leaf and then I think we're good. Nicely piled up. I think with how creamy the dressing is, it might be smart to dress the lettuce now and then just place everything else around the bowl. How does it work, Dust? I literally create the entire menu for them. They don't even want to have a part in thinking about what they want to eat. So I just make up the menu every week because they don't have allergies, and then they let me know their couple of dislikes, and that's it. I basically say, you're eating this week. Let me know if you want to make any changes. And then I do all of the shopping for them on the Monday for the whole week, and then load up their fridge with food. It's really fun for me. It really is. And then sometimes I make things for them that we've made on stream before. I think we're gonna do corn next, actually. And then as well, sometimes I make things on stream that I was like, yo, that looked really good. Like on Saturday, I made the same thing that I made them on their Wednesday because it looked so good that I said I needed this in my life. So it's kind of cool how they both play off of each other. And nice that I have so many years worth of stream menus to kind of choose from. So now we'll go and do some color contrast with our tomatoes. Just nestle them in there. Okay, we just have the avo, cheese, and steak left. I'm thinking we'll do the avocado next. Get that distributed around. Sweet corn crunch on salad is good, isn't it? Just always reminds me of summer, like corn and cherry tomato like that. That sounds good, Faye. A shallot vinaigrette. And then for a bit of crunch, the candied pecans. Nuts and seeds are always really good on salad. Always a good addition for sure. Okay, I'm gonna try to distribute that with my hands just a bit more. The avo cubes spread out a bit. Bam. A little bit more up there. Oh, it's kind of hard though, so I don't think I can get it. Sacrifice to the gods. One quick rinse because my hands are all green now. Thank you, Weasel. I may or may not have all of the smoke alarms out in the house because they all lost batteries and I'm just not getting more. Okay, so now you can kind of decide how you want to put your steak on. We'll probably try to fan it out a little bit of the way, so stack it back up. And then fanning just lets you see the inside. We'll do the other side too, and then we'll get some of the rib cap on in front. We'll do it this way. Oh no, that wouldn't make sense. Okay. Kind of match it up. And see what I mean about everything starts to weigh down the greens. Put your little rib cap nuggets right on the top. To me, that's enough steak for this salad. And you probably won't get more than that from a restaurant. But I know that I have all this on the side to eat, so don't worry about me. And then lastly, hello 50 Shades of Sasha Grey. We just need a little bit of salty, cheesy bits put around.
Yay!
Kind of just stack them up together, I think looks really good. So that's Asiago. Blue cheese is also a good option. I'm gonna put that back in the fridge. And that is it, guys. Lauren, you mean for these batteries that died on Friday? Thank you for the 500. Okay, I'm gonna show this first for my vid. Guys, I don't think we could have done better. We couldn't have done any better. Put it that way so the light's like glistening on it. All right, let me take a quick photo. Torino. Do I use ranch dressing or ketchup, Kate? I mean, my personal preference would probably be ranch. I think doing a green goddess style dressing would be good. I could see that. It would go. I think if we added feta miche with the Asiago, it might be too salty. I know, far-fetched. But you gotta be careful. The steak is really nicely seasoned, I will say that. All right, grabbing a fork. Look at us. Everything's done in under 2 hours. Yeah, dump it in a bowl. I honestly might. That's what I'm gonna do after stream. But it should be able to be easy to eat in whatever you plate it with. There's a reason we have some edges on this plate. Okay, just mixing up kind of where I want to eat first. What am I gonna try and get? Lettuce, some corn, little bit of avo and cheese, and tomato too with the steak. Try and get like a little bite with everything. I'll do that bite first, and then we'll add steak. The tomato is so sweet to go with the corn. Whoa. And then I just got the little bit of cheese, which is really good with the tomato. The greens are just a good vessel for everything, let's be honest. We don't eat a ton of salads here, but when we do make them, they are hearty. They are complete. There shouldn't be anything missing. Oh, I could barely even put that piece on my fork. It's just falling apart, the rib cap. Hi, Sherman. Years ago, I turned on a cooking show. They were making an Italian dish that was salad with some kind of raw beef in it. It might have been something called carpaccio. The balsamic cuts through the fatty steak. So good. I think I could do a little sprinkle of salt around though. It's always good to have the first few bites and then decide if it needs more salt altogether. You could go like fancy salt flakes if you wanted. I also think some fresh herbs would be awesome. Like put in some fresh basil in here or chopped parsley. would really round out the dish if you had them in the garden or in the fridge to use. Torino's calling ketchup a roasted tomato dressing. I wonder how Heinz makes their ketchup now. The salt makes everything just taste better together. That's actually so crazy. Chili flakes, yeah, if you wanted to spice up your life. I already made spicy meatballs on Friday and spiced up my life. I thought we would keep this pretty simple. Okay, Lauren, have a good yoga. I will be back on, probably not Friday, probably Saturday, because Samo's home. Have a good week. Whoa, this fatty end on the steak that I just ate with the meat. So much flavor. So much dang flavor. That's gonna be a yup from me. And I think this would totally go good with blue cheese too, if you would prefer that. And dare I say, probably feta as well. Torino got the timeout. Go in the corner. What are you doing? If you wanted a little bit more substance and crunch, you could always add croutons. I was also toying with the fact of roasting up some potatoes, but I tried not to heat it up too much in the house today. So I thought steak salad, something that cooks in under 10 minutes, other than the corn that took around 20 in the oven. But still, very quick meal and awesome to make for company too. Really, really refreshing. You're fine without the feta or blue cheese because they smell strong. Yeah, you gotta choose the cheese that you like the most. But it's nice that we all have so many options. Excuse me. That was a little belch of approval for the chef. Okay, let me bring the keyboard up here. We are choosing who we're gonna go raid. How is that the weekend done already? I feel like we didn't spend any time together, but both Friday and Saturday were like 4-hour long streams or more. So we actually did really good together this weekend, guys. Good question, Dust. So quick. Like, where does the time go? Hippies on? Okay, let's have a peek. What do we got going on? It looks like quite a few people we know are on. I swear I was following Hippie before. And like every time I go to find him, he's not on my list anymore. Does Twitch like unfollow people without telling you? That's weird. What are you doing, Mish? Oh gosh, they're fighting in the Jello pool. Nobody look. Nobody pay attention to them. Picnic foods is what Hippie's making. Curry chicken salad pita, Mom's Tuscan bean salad, and Mom's and Martha's peach blueberry cobbler. That sounds good because you guys have the 4th of July coming up, right? In the States. That sounds all good, hey? So right after we kind of celebrate Canada Day, you guys celebrate the 4th of July. So are you guys all off on the Friday then? That's when you celebrate? Or do you actually have the 4th off? Or sorry, it's on the Thursday even. You have Thursday Thursday off, you gotta work Friday. I was gonna say, the smart people will take the Friday off too and then have extra long weekend. Always try and take advantage of that. When is Canada Day, eh? It's tomorrow. It's on a Monday, unfortunately. Not too exciting. But it was nice because my clients, they also don't celebrate that holiday. So I said, perfect. I'll see you at regular time then. That's what your brother did. It's awesome if you can get that. You don't realize how much time you have to relax when you do that. He doesn't like the boom booms. Yeah, the poor puppers. I hate when that happens. Torino. Okay, I'm hitting this button, setting us up for the raid. Yeah, the illegal fireworks. Here, I think it's legal. Other than maybe when there's the fire ban on, but I think we've been okay recently with that side of things. All right, guys. Thanks so much for the awesome weekend. Like I said, I can't believe it's already over. We spent 3 awesome days together, made a lot of really great food as well, and really good food to make in the summer, I would say. So I try to make my menus with the seasons as well to inspire you guys to hopefully cook some of the same stuff. Seeing how it was done, now it should be kind of easy to do, right? Thanks, John. Nice to see you're in here too with us. So Samo's back on Wednesday, excuse me. I don't usually stream the Friday he's home. I'll keep you updated though. He might be adjusted from nights by then where we could be a little bit crazy. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated in Discord as always with the schedule. Hey, I'm about to get cut off. Thank you for all the biddies today, guys. We're at 89% of the way through our goal. Thanks for the resubs. Love y'all and hope to see you next week. Bye!